really strange for him though is this spec of Ducati. This will be the best MotoGP bike he's ever ridden. This is the latest spec Ducati GP machine. So I'll be interested to see how he goes actually, because this is an opportunity that he's never had before really. Binders often swaps places, shake of the head, a few guessing it wrong, easy to do here. Uphill into turn one, you'll see many outbraking themselves into there this weekend. It was at turn one, the scene of the crime last year in race 2, wasn't it, where he torpedoed into Miguel Oliveira and then had a pretty vicious high side himself just a few moments later. Pop down to pit lane. Simon's got Lucio Cecchinello with him.
I have Lucio. LCR is one of the best satellite teams in the paddock, and you know, you have good riders. I personally really believe in Alex Marquez's abilities, but so far this year has been a really tough one. You know, it seems like it's been a tough one for Honda in general. I want to know if you believe it will turn around from here.
Well, of course we have to keep to believe. We are here working hard. I believe that the competitor worked very well this winter, and they started, you know, also in the racetrack. We started in a racetrack like a Qatar, where always something. By the way, now we are in Europe. I believe that it was a lot of work. The racetrack in Europe are maybe more particularly fitted for our Honda's mind, and let's continue to try to work and try to be better and to beat the competitors.
Can you give us an idea how the riders are? I know Tucker knocked himself around collarbone at Portimao on the front. Is he completely okay now? And also Alex, is he completely okay?
Have done a medical check in Japan about his collarbone. Everything was okay, nothing broken. MRI, everything was negative, so he is, I believe, quite completely recovered. Alex Marquez had an injury on his foot during the Qatar test, but now he's completely recovered. So from the physical point of view, let's say, I would say almost perfect. Let's continue to work, and I'm looking forward for this Grand Prix, because in Jerez we really need to show that we are back.
Lucio, I look forward to see you back. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks as ever to Lucio and Cecchinello. 10 minutes left in the session, no change at the top. Still Aleix Spargaro, Marc Marquez there, deep in discussion with Takao Yokoyama and many members of his crew, Santi Hernandez, etc. Yeah, well, Honda have clearly not been happy with the start of 2021, have they? Taka Nakagami himself, we were just hearing from his team boss, Lucio Cecchinello down there with Simon in pit lane. Nakagami, 2 completely different bikes he's going to start this weekend with, one reverting back to the 2020 RC213V chassis. He said that we had front-end problems in Qatar. There was rear problems we had in Portimao. So we had a long meeting, a long discussion with his crew chief, Giacomo Guidotti, and they felt like the best plan to move forward and find out exactly where they're at with the 2021 frame was just do the direct back-to-back comparison. So we were rolling out the 2020 frame from the truck here this weekend.
Hey guys, I can add to that a little bit. He's talking about pit lane. I've noticed, yes, right, Tucker has the bike I would call the base chassis of last year. He has it on one bike, Taka Nakagami, and the other bike has that carbon insert chassis that Radl loved and ran all a lot of last year and this year, and Marc Marquez is running it on both bikes, and so is his teammate Paul Espargaro. The thing is, at Qatar they all tested and chose, and Tucker chose the same as pretty much everyone else. It was Alex Marquez that went the way of the last year's base chassis. He's still on that. Now Tucker's having another go at both. But I can kind of understand that when you get to different tracks, there's different needs, you know. You've got to join a second bar, you've got other strengths. Anyway, I've also noticed Marc Marquez has a different exhaust on one bike that I believe a lot of the other Honda riders got to try and yeah, he wasn't, so he's probably just running through that. Otherwise, both of his bikes look exactly like they were in Portugal.
Thanks very much, Simon. Most teams, in fact every team, has so much data around this Jerez circuit. We're not expecting a mass time attack here at the end of FP1. Also, the sun tends to break through in the afternoon here. FP2 this afternoon might be quite exciting as we look to book a place in Q2. Luca Marini, the rookie, touched upon this yesterday, saying that everybody's got such intimate knowledge of this Jerez circuit. Johan Zarco said the same. It's really, really difficult to try and find that extra bit of time, squeeze that little extra take out of the motorcycle. They expected the times to be incredibly tight, tighter than what we've seen potentially at any stage so far this season. They're not wrong, are they? 1.1 seconds at the moment coming the top 19. And that's just gone out because Aleix Espargaro has just extended his advantage at the top at 1:38.204. So Espargaro, the Aprilia man, has been in control for this FP1 session now for quite some time. He leads it by nearly a 10.5 ahead of World Championship leader Fabio Quartararo. He's being hotly pursued by fellow Frenchman Johan Zarco. Those two will be looking for big results, of course, to take home to Le Mans in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, a few riders that have started off on the back foot. I really like the tweet that Frankie Carcelli actually put out on social media after there were a few people that were getting a bit of a hammering on social media, the likes of Vinales, the likes of Jack Miller. He was quick to remind everyone, let's not forget where Joan Mir was after the first 3 Grand Prix of 2020. Yeah, there's a long way to go. Absolutely. I mean, when you look at this, I mean, Valentino Rossi right now is down in 17th place, which sounds distinctly average, doesn't it? He's a second off of the best pace. Half a second will put him in the top 10. That's just how ridiculously tight and tough the competition is so far in MotoGP this year. Pretty good lap time coming in here from Tito, about having a look at a new hard Michelin rear tyre, and that's going to put him actually ahead of Luca Marini and Iker Lecuona. Lecuona, the Spaniard, on the second of the KTM Tech 3 RC16s, having a bit of a tough second season in MotoGP. Pretty deflated, although he did score a point last time out in Portimao. He said it was kind of immaterial because effectively he was last, down in 15th place. There were only 15 finishes last time out in round 3. And not scared, is he, through his own media sources, through his own press releases, is Hervé Poncharal to lean on his riders with a little bit of stern criticism. There was a bit more of that coming the way of Iker Lecuona last time out after that pretty average performance in Portimao. So the pressure building on the young Spaniard, of course. We've got to remember he's relatively inexperienced, not just in MotoGP, but just at World Championship level. So it's a big expectations, but let's hope we can find something here this weekend in his home Grand Prix. Yeah, Matt, you're absolutely right. When you look at Iker Lecuona, there's 2 ways of looking at this. On the one hand, he's 21 years old. He's only had 15 Premier Class races, 70 Grand Prix in total. But on the other hand, there's some hot talent coming through the ranks in KTM at the moment. You look at Remy Gardner, Raul Fernandez. They don't look like they're far away from MotoGP contracts. You hate to say, don't you, when we're not even into round 4 of the championship, but he does look vulnerable. You have to say it with Iker Lecuona, when the fact that KTM's endless production line of talent is just continuing. They've got Gardner, they've got Fernandez, who you mentioned, Steve, fantastic rookie in Moto2. They're well set in the future with the likes of Massimo and Acosta coming through Moto3. So you've got to feel like they're not scared to take big, brave decisions, are they, KTM? And they will not have any qualms whatsoever about moving Remy Gardner up potentially into Tech 3 and hoisting Lecuona out. It's the nature of the beast, it's part of the game, sadly. Marc Marquez being tracked here by his Repsol Honda teammate in Spain. This was the moment that Paul Espargaro was dreaming of, I'm sure. He's on a good lap here as well, which might just lift him a little bit further inside the top 10. Yeah, it's qualifying really where Paul Espargaro has got to raise his game on that Honda. Of course, he's still lacking experience in just how much confidence he's got to push the bike to the limit in time attack mode. But he's left himself too much work to do on Sundays. That's been the problem. He's had great race pace, and bar a couple of mistakes in Qatar too, he's probably going to be fighting his way through the podium. Tetsuhiro Kawata, the HRC director, I'm sure like anybody connected to HRC, just mighty relieved that Marc Marquez was back in action after that 9-month layoff and doing such a great job for 7th place last time out in Portugal. Of course, they'll be expecting now with the considerable frame of Marquez, casting a shadow over Paul Espargaro. Espargaro's going to have to start firing up now as well. It's been a strong morning session for Honda. In general, here's Taka Nakagami, estimated P4. Japanese rider Stefan Bradl, still not too far away from the top 10, but this is really good from the Japanese rider. Still battered and bruised after that huge crash on the approach to turn 1 a few weeks ago. Danilo Petrucci here. Again, we mentioned how close MotoGP is. Look, 9/10 of a second off, and he's in 17th place. Yeah, he was saying yesterday that he's got a new wider seat unit for that RC16. Of course, he's the heaviest rider that KTM have ever had on board that RC16, so they're still trying to ergonomically get him comfortable on that motorcycle and work out a base setup for a rider who's so far out of kilter with anybody else they've previously worked with in MotoGP. And they said he's got a wider seat here for this weekend. He was going to try straight away in FP1, just allowing him to sit a little bit further back and not overstress the front tyre. That's what Petrucci was hoping, so that'll be interesting to see his feedback on that as Taka Nakagami. That's not the recommended route around turn 13, the Lorenzo corner. Yeah, that was looking like a good lap there for Nakagami. Not to be. Strong laps coming in from Pecco Bagnaia, who we're on board with now. 3/10 off through sector 3. Here's fellow Italian on the Sponsorama Racing Ducati and Aya Bastianini, who had another great performance again on the Sunday in Portugal in the top 10 for the first time in his MotoGP career. Good lap coming in here from the two KTM boys. Miguel Oliveira was outside the top 15 until a couple of laps ago. He's got good late race, a good pace in this session, and so has Brad Binder. Oliveira now has improved up to 4th, so it's been a stunning late charge from the Portuguese man. Bitter disappointment for him last time out, of course, in his home Grand Prix, not able to get anywhere near replicating his heroics there last November. And Binder, it might be the two factory KTMs in the top 5 here. These two know each other pretty well in Aya Bastianini and Pecco Bagnaia. Now that here comes Binder with Petrucci for company. Bit of wheelie coming out of that final corner. How much time will that cost him? 16th to 3rd. Yes, we do then have the two factory KTMs inside that top 5. Great lap by Binder. 1:38.352, the South African P3. And look at this lap coming in from Lorenzo Savadori on the Aprilia. For now, we'll stick with. Oh, that's why he's in behind the two Repsol Hondas who are on improved laps here. Keep an eye on Lorenzo Savadori now. This would be a turn up for the books. Shout out to Savadori, of course. He scored his first points as a MotoGP rider last time out in Portimao. Good to see both of the Aprilias troubling the top 15. He's getting that front end moving around, wasn't he? Getting the brakes into the final corner now. Then what a reference with 8-time world champion Marc Marquez ahead of him. Savadori. P20 to P12. Good job there. Yeah, really good job. Marc Marquez goes up to 2nd. Steve, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The top 10 men in this session are split by less than 3/10 of a second. Franco Morbidelli, 0.288 of a second down on Aleix Espargaro. We thought it was going to be tight. It's tighter than what we expected. Huge lap.